Welcome to Anointed Journey, Chosen Ones. Have you ever realized that there are moments in your life that no one else sees, no one else hears, no one else notices, yet all of heaven takes a pause and marvels at what you just did? You thought you were just surviving, just making it through another day. But heaven looked and said, even here, even now, they chose differently. There are things you have done that no one clapped for, no one congratulated, no one even acknowledged, but the sound of your choice echoed through eternity. Think about the times you could have lashed out, but you stayed silent. The times you could have walked away from God, but you stayed faithful. The nights you cried yourself to sleep, yet whispered, I still trust you. The mornings you dragged yourself out of bed when everything inside you screamed to give up. These are the moments that shocked heaven, not because God didn't know you would do them, but because in a world designed to break you, you still chose to reflect Him. Angels looked on and marveled because for all their power, they do not know what it means to walk in human weakness and still choose God. They do not know what it means to bleed, to ache, to be betrayed, to be weary, and still say, yes, Lord. And every time you did that, heaven stood in awe. Do you understand how powerful that is? You thought you were invisible. You thought your prayers were wasted. You thought your sacrifice was forgotten, but heaven recorded every single one. The times you forgave when bitterness would have been easier, the times you loved when hate felt justified, the times you gave when you had nothing left. Each of those decisions shook spiritual realms. And though the world dismissed you, heaven could not ignore you. Even God Himself took delight in the way your heart reflected His own. And this is why I tell you, chosen one, that even heaven was shocked by what you did, because you carried divine strength inside human frailty, and you chose righteousness when everything around you pushed you towards sin. Do you know why your battles have been so intense? Because the enemy has been terrified of what you are capable of. Every time you resisted the temptation, every time you stood your ground, every time you spoke life over yourself when the grave tried to swallow you, you dismantled strategies of darkness that were set up against you. Hell trembled and heaven applauded. And yet you still think of yourself as weak. You still think of yourself as ordinary. But ordinary does not make heaven pause. Ordinary does not cause angels to lean in and whisper, how did they endure this and still choose love? Ordinary does not make God Himself point to you and say, this is my beloved child, in whom I am well pleased. No, chosen one, you are not ordinary, and what you have done in silence has not gone unnoticed. I want you to think about those private victories, the ones no one will ever know about, the ones you never posted online, the ones you never shared with friends. That moment you closed your eyes and prayed for the person who hurt you, even while your heart was breaking. That day you gave your last bit of strength to encourage someone else when you were the one who needed encouragement. That hour you stood in worship with tears streaming down your face, feeling like heaven was silent, but still lifting your hands. Those were the moments that shook eternity. Those were the moments that made even heaven stand still. Because what heaven saw was not weakness, it was greatness wrapped in humility, power hidden in surrender, strength revealed in faith. And if you could see what heaven saw, you would never again doubt the weight you carry. You would never again question why the attacks have been relentless. The enemy is not fighting you because of your failures. He is fighting you because of your victories. He saw what you did when no one else was looking, and he knows if you continue on this path, you will dismantle his kingdom piece by piece. But here is the part you must understand. Your greatest power has never been in what people see on the outside, but in what heaven witnesses in the unseen. And chosen one, heaven has been shocked by the depth of your obedience, the purity of your heart, the resilience of your faith. Do not underestimate it. Do not minimize it. Do not dismiss it as just surviving. You were not just surviving. You were declaring to all creation that God is worthy, even in the fire. And when you did that, the heavens roared with praise, and the enemy crumbled in fear. And this is why you must never again believe the lie that your life is small or meaningless, because the things that look insignificant on earth echo like thunder in heaven. Chosen one, every quiet prayer, every hidden act of obedience, every time you chose love when hate was burning inside you, every time you walked away from temptation with trembling legs but firm resolve, all of it has been seen and celebrated by heaven itself. You thought you were invisible, but heaven never took its eyes off you. And let me tell you something. When heaven is shocked, it is not because God didn't know. He always knew what was inside of you, but because angels, who have never tasted pain, who have never carried the weight of human weakness, who have never had to believe in the dark without seeing the light, stand in awe when they see a child of dust rise like fire and choose holiness. They marvel because you carry something they cannot, the ability to mirror God's glory from a place of brokenness. That is what stuns them. That is what causes heaven to pause. For even heaven did not expect that your yes would echo this loudly in eternity. And the truth is, every time you chose God in secret, you caused a ripple effect you could not see. Chains broke off your family line, doors opened in the spiritual realm, generations were shifted because of your obedience. The reason your life has felt so heavy is because your choices were never just about you. They were about the souls connected to you. When you stood your ground, heaven rejoiced not only for you, but for the ones who will walk free because you said yes. And that is why the enemy has unleashed such fury against you. Do you think he attacks you because you are weak? No, he attacks you because you are dangerous. You are proof that God can take someone ordinary in the world's eyes and use them to shake the unseen. You are proof that even when life tried to bury you, you refused to die in the dirt. You grew roots, and now you stand taller. The enemy has watched you survive storms that should have killed you, heartbreaks that should have shattered you, betrayals that should have silenced you, and yet you are still here, still standing, still believing, still carrying light. That is what makes him tremble, because he knows if you've done this much already, there is no telling how much more you will do with God's hand on your life. But listen to me, chosen one, heaven is not just shocked, it is proud. The Father has been smiling over you, whispering, "That one is mine, and they still chose me." The angels have been rejoicing, not over the loud victories that everyone applauds, but over the hidden ones that no one else noticed. And your story is far from over. The same heaven that paused to marvel will also rise to fight for you. The same God who watched you endure will also lift you into places you never imagined. Your secret victories are about to produce public rewards, not because you sought recognition, but because God refuses to let your faithfulness go unseen forever. The very thing that made heaven shocked will also make the earth wonder, how did they rise from this? How did they overcome? How did they walk with such peace? And when that happens, you will know that it was never your strength, never your cleverness, never your perfection, but the Spirit of God inside you, carrying you when you could not carry yourself. So do not shrink back now. Do not question whether it was worth it. Every tear, every sacrifice, every unseen yes has been building to this. Chosen one, you are the testimony that heaven points to, the living evidence that faith can move mountains, that love can heal wounds, that obedience can rewrite stories. And when people look at you and wonder how you survived, how you kept shining, how you kept believing, you will be able to say with confidence, "It was God in me, and even heaven was shocked by what he brought out of me." Remember this always. You were not chosen to blend in. You were chosen to stand out, to carry a light that makes angels marvel and demons tremble. So lift your head, walk boldly, and never forget, your life is a wonder not only on earth, but in heaven. And every step you take from this day forward carries the same truth. Even heaven is watching, even heaven is cheering, and even heaven stands in awe of what you have already done and what you are still becoming.